Hey guys, welcome back to VITO'S Garage. My name is Vito, and today I wanted to talk to you about 4MATIC Mercedes. So, a couple days ago, I went to the Junkyard and I found a Mercedes W210 sitting there. So I was always like, whenever I see cars in the Junkyard, I always wonder what happened to them. And that particular model was an E320 V6, and it was 4MATIC. And then all of a sudden I crawled underneath, and then I saw a really horrible thing under there, especially closer to where the starter is. There were like chunks of metal missing over there. Not too horrible. There wasn't a hole in the engine or anything like that, but there was a chunk of metal was taken off and all that. And then I looked up there, and there was a broken front drive shaft. So if you own a 4MATIC Mercedes, doesn't matter what year it is, doesn't matter what model or chassis it is, whether it's W210, W211, even I believe they started 4MATICs back in W124 chassis. So if you have a 4MATIC Mercedes, no matter what model, just go crawl under there, or I don't know, bring it to a mechanic and inspect that front drive shaft. Make sure the U-joints are fine, and make sure nothing is loose over there, because I've seen pretty bad cases actually. This W210 that I saw in the junkyard, it's not as bad, because I've seen another newer Mercedes that was 4MATIC. I believe it was a W221 chassis, the newer one, 2008 or something like that, and it was a 4MATIC, and it had a problem with that. The owner just kept driving, and then all of a sudden, boom, he heard like a clunk noise, and that thing, imagine, like, let's say you're driving 50 miles an hour on the highway, and then that drive shaft breaks off, the U-joint gives out or something, and then what it's gonna do is the drive shaft is gonna separate, and it's gonna keep spinning at 50 miles an hour, and it's gonna probably destroy something, the floor, other parts that are around it. So in this case, in this W210 case, what happened is that the drive shaft broke off. I don't know what speed the owner was driving at, but it just broke off, and then took off a chunk of metal from the engine, I guess. So this is kind of sad, they're just a heads up, if you own a 4MATIC Mercedes, you have to check that. And right now I'm gonna take you to that place where I was at the junkyard, and then I saw that 4MATIC Mercedes, so you can watch it. So I'm gonna show you what happened, guys. So here's the trans, and there's the front drive shaft, and this front drive shaft has a problem. If you look down there, see the problem? See how it's disconnected? Yeah. So this happened while driving, and that's the cause why this car is in the junkyard. It's really sad. You can see this is 4MATIC, so it has front axles. This doesn't really apply to rear-wheel drive Mercedes. So if you have one of these 4MATIC ones, whether it's W210, 211 chassis or others, check this. You can see it broke off, and it took away a chunk. It's pretty crazy. So this U-joint most likely went bad and caused this. So guys, I'm you know, this is what happened basically, but you know, I'm personally a really big fan of W210 Mercedes. It's a really awesome old school car. It's gonna be classic. It's pretty much right now. It's pretty much almost classic because it's like, you know, they're all like pretty much almost 20 years old. You know, it's 2019 today, so you know, I love saving old school cars, as you guys know. And you know, I have a lot of videos on my channel about you know, cars, about repairs, about the vlogs and everything. You know, lots of those videos include these old school cars. This is a W123 Mercedes. It's a diesel. It's a 4-cylinder diesel with a manual transmission, and that over there you saw, it's currently my daily driver. It's a W126 300 SD. It's also a turbo diesel actually. So I really love these cars so much, and you know, that's why I'm making this video right now, because I really want as many of old school Mercedes saved as possible, you know, because they all deserve to live. You know, I personally have a W210 Mercedes, but it's a rear-wheel drive. It's not a 4MATIC, and I've had it for almost 5 years right now. It's not in the best of its shape. You know, I've done a lot of work to it, you know, and it's currently sitting in my home state, Illinois, and yeah, I just wanted to give the heads up about this issue on 4MATIC Mercedes, and you know, like I said, just go under your car, or bring it to a mechanic so he can lift the car up and inspect everything, because that front piece of the drive shaft likes to break off from that differential part, and it's gonna be a really bad day, you know. And it's pretty sad, you know, because that car in the junkyard was in amazing condition. You know, it was there was like no rust, of course. I'm in the Washington state right now, you know. They have winters here, but it's not as bad as Chicago or, you know, Midwest. But that car was pretty clean. Maybe it was garage kept, I'm not sure, because it was so clean. And you know, that, I would say, you know, if it was me, of course I would save that car, you know, because it's kind of sad. That car, you know, is really, you know, it really deserves love and everything. All these old school Mercedes and all these old school cars, they deserve to live. As you can see, this is a 1981 240D that's in a really bad shape, that I purchased like 3 weeks ago because I want to save this car. It's an amazing car, legend. You know, it has a bunch of rust. There's rust right there. It has rust holes on the bottom, on the floor pans, so that will need to be welded up. But there's going to be lots of videos on these cars on my channel, so if you love these old school Mercedes, subscribe. You know, it's going to be really fun, interesting to watch, I'm sure, you know. And I'm trying my hardest right now, you know, to make the quality of my videos better. So I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys like it, and stay tuned for a lot more videos. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate that. You know, my name is Vito. Like I said, I'm an old school car saver. You know, I love working on these cars, fixing everything, you know, restoring them. It's just what I love doing. And there's also, if you check my playlist, there's lots of videos that I did on you know, a lot of these Mercedes. Also, like, I have miscellaneous car repairs. You know, if you go to my playlist, you will find out what I'm talking about. But right now, I'm gonna get going. I have to do some work on these cars today. I have a day off, so appreciate you stopping by, and save old school Mercedes. Das Beste oder nichts.